I wish to offer a few minutes on mindfulness of eating. The kitchen is a rather sacred place in its own way. And what I mean by that is there are food and drink, it's in the cupboards, it's in the refrigerator, in the freezer. There is the preparation of the food. Food has a twofold function. One, pardon me, obviously, is the nourishment. We eat, we chew the food, we swallow it, it makes its way down to the stomach, the digestive system transforms it, and it becomes energy. And we need this energy. We need it for health, we need it for our well-being, and we need it to strengthen and keep strong our immune system. So one consideration is the nourishment to the body. The second, it also nourishes the heart and mind. And this is equally important. And I'd like to give just a few minutes to both with you. So with regard to the food and the time of eating, remember that in the three areas of eating, one of them is what we eat. Be as mindful as possible. Try, if you can, to eat that which is really nourishing, and make anything little extra to it, the sweet things or the sugary things, as infrequently as possible. So you're not using those kind of foods as a substitute for really nourishing food, to be really clear about the difference. Someone cooks food quite lightly, one uses minimal amount of fat, little salt, if possible as fresh a food as one can, grains, vegetables, lentils, fruit, those kind of foods give nourishment, give the protein. And the second, with the foods, is the manner of the eating. Firstly, what do you eat? Secondly, how much? As we get older, the body needs less. I am in my mid-70s. If I look back to my mid-30s, mid-40s, the amount now that I eat is roughly half of what I used to eat 30 to 40 years ago. And in order therefore to keep within a certain weight range, for myself that range is 66 would be at the low end, 70 would be at the upper end. And just check, maybe once a month, on the scales what the weight is. Sometimes people say, "Oh, Christopher, you've lost so much weight." They have a perception. I tend to rely on the evidence, the numbers that come up when I step on the scales. The third is the manner of eating. So what we eat, the amount that we eat, leaving some space in the stomach for the food to digest more easily. And thirdly, the manner of the eating. Mindful, slow. In my time as a Buddhist monk, many years ago in the 1970s, we were really encouraged to really chew the food well, so that it was almost a liquid by the time we swallowed it. And that put less pressure on the digestive system and health benefits there as well. So keep those three things in mind. It's also the food that we eat to remember the international community that made it possible. The beloved workers planting the seeds in the field, those who pick the crops, the fruits from the trees and the vegetables, those who help with the preparation and the transportation, those who engage in the packaging, those who engage in the shipping and the trucks, those who bring it to our local shops and supermarkets, you yourself and the activity of your purchase. This long interconnected change from every part of the world has had to take place in order for that food to be on your plate. Some short gratitude and appreciation for this world of interconnectedness. And as much as possible, supporting local farmers, local people growing fruit and vegetables, giving them support. Your local shopkeepers as well, your small grocery store where the men and women in those stores work so many hours, morning, noon and night, and then have to go home, and then all the ordering, all the accounts, working very modest hourly rate, but keeping a precious tradition alive of the local grocery shop. Please try to use your local grocery shops as much as possible. Some of us have made a commitment not to use supermarkets. So your outer, what you buy, where you buy, quiet silent times, perhaps with your partner or with your kids, of a quiet silent meal together from time to time, a real sharing. The other is, in the day, sometimes we have the feeling of being hungry, we have that sensation in the stomach. So easy then to go and start eating a packet of crisps, biscuits, chocolate bars, or whatever. If you are genuinely hungry, try to eat some fruit instead. Eat something which is nourishing. Secondly, with regard to the nourishment, if in the day there is more nourishment through your eyes and your ears and your nose and your movement and your touch, there's less hunger in terms of that sensation that might take place, or in the thought, oh, I am hungry. It may not be about food. It may be some other nourishment that's required. You might sit and just meditate on a plant in your home and all the beauty of that single plant in your plant pot, and just be mindful of that. You may get nourishment just by lots of movement taking place, and nourishment that way. So the times between the meals are really important for health, for harmony, for moderation in the diet, for keeping your weight rather steady, so there's less work for the heart to do. Make mindfulness of food, of eating, a real feature of your day, for the calm and the peace of mind and the nourishment it can bring for you. Thank you. Enjoy your food.